Hi, this is Sarah from Align with Sarah. I love making videos, uh, and today is no different, although I feel uh, overwhelmed is definitely the emotion to talk about for today. And it can be overwhelmed, can hit us with like overwhelmingly awesome things happening. Oops, I got my cursor opening something. Um, and overwhelm can be just a bunch of stuff, and overwhelm can be too much to do and be negative. And this is, I feel like it's like across the board. Whatever you think overwhelm is, I feel like that's what I'm experiencing. I announced that this Let's Talk Tuesday, when the newsletter came out yesterday, I announced that the topic was going to be how open is your vessel for receiving. And it is amazing to me when when I see other people ask for guidance, for setting this intention, for whatever, and my experience so consistently with having my piece of wellness, that focus for that month, there's like immediately a lesson that begins to be learned or something to be expressed. There's somebody here. Thank you for being here. So I do want to talk about this concept of openness, and then specifically how open is your vessel for receiving. And what I had planned on talking about, there's 3 aspects to evaluate how open we are. So me, you, everyone, we might say, number one, we might be focused on what we don't want. That cannot be a goal. What you don't want cannot be a goal. It has to be what you do want. If you're focused on excess weight, your goal can't be that, I don't want to weigh X amount of pounds anymore. What do you want to weigh? What do you want? What do you want? Flexibility? Do you want, strength and movement? And, do you want to have ease in the body where, sometimes weight can create chronic pain? What is it that you want? And I have had this experience of not feeling very well for quite a while, having this issue with my ear. If anyone's seen me, I have these weird stickers on my ear to help this like drainage thing. And I want to receive, this a different situation here with my ear, and I feel like overall in my body, and I'm presented with communicating to how, if I'm not feeling well, I do communicate that to people that are coming into my office. Some people today chose to not be there. That opened me up for going to the doctor, which I did, and receiving the information from the doctor, which it's this inner ear infection that is affecting so much stuff. And there's, a lot of intense focus on healing that, because it's not an area of the body where infection does very well, and can sit around for quite a while. And the approach to healing this is so far out of my comfort zone. And immediately I can hear myself typing on the newsletter, how open is your vessel, Sarah, for receiving this thing that you want? You want this fixed. You need this fixed, this inner ear infection. How open is your vessel? Is it opened this much where I want to keep focusing on alternative healing with, acupuncture and this and that and the other thing? Or is this to the point where, it needs some aggressive treatment? I need to optimize my environment for healing, right? That's what I always talk about. And conventional medicine mixes in so well with alternative medicine, and usually I'm really open to all of that. But this is so far out of my comfort zone that it's amazing to me where, I ask and it's this challenge or this lesson arrives. And of course, I do want to feel better. I need this infection to not spread and create more problems. And I can see this loop that I deal with a couple times every week where I talk to people about their problems and then I offer them information. And then there's a moment of, do you want to like kind of like stay small? Do you want to keep complaining? Do you want to keep committed to that story that, this is never going to get better? There's no more answers. Or are we going to step forward and are we going to move out of that comfort zone and find something new? And how in are you? And so I'm like kind of have this like mental kind of loop of where I'm at when I'm talking to people. Because there is a lot of resistance. There's a lot of things that people don't understand. The words that I use when I talk to people about how I can help, it's so non-traditional. The believing that only I can heal myself, only you can heal you, and the fact that healing is our innate ability. We just need to optimize our environment to heal. Yes, sometimes it's conventional medicine, sometimes it's surgery, sometimes it's pharmacy, sometimes it's a mix of them. Sometimes it's acupuncture, sometimes it's exercise, sometimes it is a toxic work environment, a toxic relationship. The stress I talk about this a lot, where that desk reference with the medical diagnosis, any page you open that sucker, shut your eyes and drop your finger, and that is caused by stress. It's not a secret that stress is out there. I live with stress. I do try to make it productive. I do try to keep a positive attitude. I do try to stop with the stress. I try to not talk about the stress. I don't gather people that are also stressed and grow the stress and, kind of head that way. But when I talk to people, there is, this very predictable loop of like, yes, I want help. Well, I don't really understand this help. And then, we have to step forward and hope and believe and open our minds, being that openness, that open piece. And so here I am with prescriptions. I went over to the pharmacy and then reached out to friends of mine and was like, this feels like a lot. Oh my goodness, my comfort zone is like 10 miles that way. And, that reality check of this is important. This, you need to, any infection, you need to kind of get a hold of it. And making sure I'm stepping forward into that experience in the best way possible. So it is out of my comfort zone. But what makes me feel more comfortable about being outside of my comfort zone, right? Where, you wear your fancy pants or your favorite blankie and then like everything feels better instantly, or like you feel invincible because you have the best outfit ever on. There's those things, those mental crutches. And when my kids were younger, they hated having to take an antibiotic for this or that. And so I think it was my daughter made a chart so that she can like X off her dosages that she was getting and going through. And so I made a chart, which was very helpful, so that I can keep track of what I need to do coming up and really get my mind around, what am I taking? Why am I taking it? And remind myself, come into it in a good place where I am optimizing my body's ability to heal this because only I can heal me. This medicine, and I will be turning to, I do regularly give myself work with that emotion code and body code work, but coming to that in a place where I need to support my body in a different way, because now I have these heavy chemicals inside of me, or soon to be inside of me, that have a role to play moving forward to optimize my body's ability for me to heal me. So I just talked a whole bunch of time about my own personal experience, but I want that to be an example of, I guess, a role model way of looking at like how you can mix modalities, number one, and how being out of your comfort zone, even for somebody that like preaches to people about being out of their comfort zone and trusting and understanding and waiting and feeling good about it and finding places that are going to support you to feel most comfortable in your place that's outside of your comfort zone. And just admit that it's uncomfortable. I feel like that's a huge thing as well. So I have a thumbs up already. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. So the things that I want to talk about, those three aspects, I mentioned them a little bit when I was kind of doing what might be an intro. I don't know, but to go over, I would almost call them some like pillars of evaluation of the strength of how open, that tunnel is for this vessel. So we ask for things and then we want them to just kind of like land on our lap or like fall on our faces. And even sometimes when they do happen, we have some kind of self-worth issue going on and we can't even see them. We don't recognize them as opportunities. We don't feel worth it by embracing them. And sometimes we actually just push them away. We're so focused and have tunnel vision into the problem that we don't pay attention to the solutions that might be and opportunities that might actually be slapping us in the face. And so the number one thing for evaluating your openness of that vessel of you to receive something is complaining. So if we are complaining about results not happening fast enough, if we're complaining about the problem, if we're looking for other people with the problem that want to complain about the problem and talk about how the problem is so awful, we're growing the problem. The attention is going into the problem. Where energy flows, that's what grows. And so if you're focused on complaining, usually people don't complain about how awesome everything is going. Usually we complain about things that are frustrating or painful or X, Y, or Z on like that negative aspect. So if you're complaining, stop sign alert, recognize that complaining and realize that you're growing the thing you don't want. So the opposite action is talk about what it is you do want and look at things in your life across the board, everything that was just there 2 moments ago when you were complaining, and now the switch flipped and now you realize you were complaining. Oh, this is what I actually want. I actually want to feel like, this pressure, this is for me in my example with my ear thing, this pressure inside my head would go away. This, maybe this has something to do with my headaches that I deal with on a regular basis, which are getting better, but now there's this whole new symptom. Maybe these ear stickers, maybe they're telling me something because I need them way more often than I used to. And so instead of complaining about having to put another one on because this last one fell off, it would open up that opportunity of like, well, wow, I sure am using these quite often. And I am looking for relief in my ear. Maybe I should reach out to, my acupuncturist, or maybe I should reach out to the doctor's office or check out the walk-in and see what else is there. So noticing that complaining, and it is a tricky situation to start to recognize the complaining, because I feel like it is very ingrained in our culture to lean in and talk about the problems, where it almost feels like we're having, it probably does feel like you're having a conversation. And when we tune in enough to hear those words about what we don't want and what the problem is, we can recognize and stop that momentum and bring it back, reclaim that energy, and shift it into a place where we want it to go, which sounds a lot like my favorite phrase: noticing, listening, and shifting. Hooray! So that's the number one pillar, number one way to evaluate that you're not as open as you think you might be for receiving this thing that you're asking for. So number two is telling too much of the story. So once we get into, I want this new vehicle, and I'm going to do that, I'm going to get this second job, and I'm going to save this much money, and this and this and this and this. And then it's going to happen. Okay. It's great to have a plan, but it's also great to dream big and realize that the universe loves to deliver. The universe loves to surprise us. So when we want the new vehicle, we ask for the new vehicle. We look at pictures of the new vehicle. We cut out things for the new vehicle. Yes, get that second job. Yes, make your plan. But yes, keep your eyes open for a surprise delivery of the truck of your dreams, because the universe loves to surprise us. And if we tell too much of the story, we again, tunnel vision, and this tunnel vision isn't necessarily about what we don't want, and that's what's all inside our tunnel. It's about our story, which is fine, absolutely fine. If that nose to the grindstone, work hard, get your dreams fulfilled, whatever, super wonderful. But there is also, I believe very strongly in that quantum field of that focus on our job is to dream and look for opportunities, and the universe's job is to deliver in a way that surprises us and challenges us for accepting that delivery. And we can sometimes tell too much of the story, give ourselves that tunnel vision, and miss out on that wonder of the universe, which is, again, we are open to receive that, but we're not, completely dialed out to how big of the opportunities are for this thing to come to us. This thing is coming to us, and we need to get in a position where we're going to be able to receive it. And we can do that with the minimal effort. So that's another pillar. I don't know if that's the right word, but another way to evaluate how open you are to receiving, your vessel to receiving. So the first one is that reality check on complaining, and then realizing focusing on what you want is way better and more effective. Number two is how much of the story are you telling? Because that puts us in that tunnel vision, and we want to be dialed out as big as we can believe, or big as we can be. And the last thing, the third thing I wanted to talk about is believing that it's on its way. So I just touched in with that when I was talking with the end of this telling too much of the story. But the number three pillar, the number three topic is how open is your vessel to receiving? If you believe it's coming, if you believe $1 million is on its way to you. Somebody said, somebody read your fortune today, and someone else read your fortune, and then you had your tea leaves read, and somebody, then what do they say? Your palms are itchy and money's coming. All signs are pointing to, we read the Publishers Clearinghouse, the winner is in your town. Like all arrows are pointing to $1 million on its way to you. Eyes are going to be wide, hands are going to be open. You are waiting for it around every corner. And when we believe in that, when we believe our success is around the corner, when we believe our health is right around the corner, when we believe whatever it is that we want to believe, that truck of our dreams is right around the corner, and we look around and expect it. That tells this quantum experience, this quantum physics, I'm ready to receive. My hands are open. They're not full of yesterday's drama, yesterday's junk, doubt, these stories of why not. I'm ready to receive. I'm here and I'm looking. And that goes a long way. So if you approach a partner and you believe that they're going to, come through on some behavior, or, there's this reciprocal experience where, um, your belief in them is met by their, expectations are being met consistently, it opens up this network of support that is, above and beyond phenomenal. And it's the same exact thing that we're trying to establish with the universe, where we have these expectations and we trust and we believe and we find those opportunities and see that our expectations are being met, and then we offer gratitude, and then we meet the next expectation of that universe, of staying open, keep looking, keep asking, because the outcomes are endless. We don't have to ask for the truck of our dreams and then nothing. I mean, we can ask for more. We can ask for, what do we want to put on the back of the truck? What do we want to put in the truck bed? What are we going to use our truck for? Are we going to deliver, do we need it for our cow food? Do we need it for the skids, or the skidoo, the like little water jet thingy, water ski things? Do we need it for camping trips? Do we need a camper to put behind it? Do we need an awesome tent thing? And it, can expand past. It doesn't have to be the truck. The awesome home, the driveway next to the home of your dreams. We can keep asking, and we can keep looking, and we can keep believing that we are worth receiving. We are worth asking this. Our self-value can keep notching up and notching up, and we can keep wanting. And the reality check is that is just stuff, but it is also this conversation to have with the universe, and appreciating those things, valuing those things, taking care of those things, is this whole other way that really establishes that network of support and trust and belief that makes such a great partnership and relationship. And it shows how open we are, how open our vessel is to receiving. So I do love how many people were here today. Thank you so much for stopping in and doing thumbs up, and people being in and out. So this is Let's Talk Tuesday tends to be a longer video, but it's going to be up on the YouTube channel for checking out. I wanted to throw out a couple things before we're done for today. Number one is the other event coming up, or the regular event for this month for, oh my gosh. There's a few other events coming up in May, and we have a regular one that is the community clinic focused on anxiety support. So that's always the last Saturday of every month, and that is the 26th, and that is in my office down in Owego. It's a suggested donation of $10, and then that goes towards the Wounded Warriors Foundation. I just pay that forward and move that along. So that is going to be the 26th, I believe, is that last Saturday. Yes, the 26th. And then I have this really fun and exciting thing going on. One of my downloadable products is the 7-day journal for discovering what's going on. I love focusing on chronic pain and even things like anxiety, which is a form of chronic pain. But this 7-day journal can be used for anything. So it's really kind of got a lot of open spaces. You fill in what you want to work on. It's on the website. You can download it. I'm working on a new version because of feedback that I'm getting from a few people that have recently checked it out. and they want more direction with using the 7-day journal. So on, let's see, May 15th is going to be the day one, introduction and day one for the 7-day journal. I'm going to be doing videos. And so I'm going to have a new version of the 7-day journal available. And I'm going to have 9 videos that are going to go up on a hidden page on the website. So if you sign up for this special offer, you'll get access to that. So you get the new version of the journal, you get the 9 videos, and I feel like I'm going to put them up one day at a time. That might not be the case, but anyway, they're going to be there for you to refer to. And then we're going to have, if a bunch of people, one person signs up to do this with me, we're going to have a group call, I'll put it that way, on Wednesday. So this will be day 3 of that 7-day journey, and talk about where people are at if they have any specific questions. So it'll be a group call on Zoom, a Zoom meeting for everyone to share their thoughts. And then we will continue with the rest of the days. And then there is an opportunity to do a one-on-one session with me as well if you buy this special offer. And it's out there for $99, which is a super deal because you get all this special direction with the journal pages, and you get the newest version of the journal. If you already have the journal, you'll just get a new journal, and then you just have it. So you can reuse it. You can just reprint it and use it for the next 7 days after we spend the 15th through the 21st together. So that's out there. I'm going to be sending an email out to the email group, kind of having more structure around that and things for people to click on and sign up next week, and then it'll start the following week. So if you're interested in that, make sure you're on the email list, and make sure, or you could just email me and then I can put you on the email list if that feels hard. But if you go to the website, alignwsarah.com, and click on any of those 4 areas, you can check out the blogs, you can check out the sessions with me. It's actually going to take you to a different website, which this is all going to get figured out to be a little bit more streamlined. And then there'll be a pop-up that shows up where you can sign up for the newsletter. So, and sign up for the email list, which then you will get the newsletter and get all the any other special announcements through the month. So that is about it. Let me see what else this is. Oh, and I do have an announcement too about if you are local to the area, Owego, Ithaca, the Candor Free Library worked with me to get a grant, which feels super awesome. So I'm going to be offering a 6-part series of workshops focused on alternative healing that you can do at home to support your health or try to shift your health, reduce stress, reduce chronic pain. Our first workshop is going to focus on reflexology, and this is going to be free for the community, and it's going to come with some goodies to take away from each of those websites. Thanks to this grant that is super wonderful to have as a resource. And these workshops are going to be offered starting in June, and we're focusing on the 3rd Wednesday of June, July, August. Let me flip the page. September, October, and November. If that does not work out for attendance, I mean, that is pretty flexible. The library is pretty awesome about being flexible. And it's going to be free for the community, come with lots of goodies, come with a ton of information because I love sharing my information. They're going to be an hour and a half workshops with some time for that question and answer, and practice time, learning time, and a question, I think I already said that, question time. So lots of stuff to talk about. I'm really excited about this openness for this month. The massage piece is opening again. I'm going to be a practitioner at a wellness center spa that's opening in Owego, which feels super wonderful to have that going on again. That's going to be in June. And more openness. There is an employee that's going to be helping me. I'm contracting with somebody to be helping me with things that I struggle with so I can just focus on content and just focus on the fun things and have them help me with all that stuff I don't like to do and I'm not good at, and shift my attention away from, right, that what I don't want and what I struggle with and creating more of those things into really just like this place of creating, which I feel super excited about. So that's a lot for today. The last thing I'll say, I guess, is my blog is up for this month. And this is about openness and spreading the wings and finding yourself. And I'm really proud of it. Before I post it, I read it to my kids and get their feedback. They help me make a title and pick pictures and stuff. And for some reason, this one feels a little extra sweet. So please check that out. And that's also you can go with alignwsarah.com and then click on let's look at blog posts. And then that'll take you right over to the blog posts. And there's a lot of them there. So please check them out. Long video. Thank you so much for being here. And I see some people are just joining right here at the end. This is going to be up for you to check out. And you can even just fast forward and do whatever you need to do to highlight some areas or listen to the whole thing is also wonderful. So thank you everyone for being here. Does anyone have any questions before I leave? There is a chat over here. Well, it's actually on my right side. I imagine it's on your right side. But if you type in something for a comment, you can do a thumbs up and the thumbs up will post over here. But if you have any questions, I would be glad to ask that or answer them. So you can type them in. If not, we'll be done for today and we will all move on with the rest of our beautiful evening. So just another moment. Nope. All right. Thank you again for being here. I will talk to you again real soon.